Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy. Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal. Ruhl, that guy over there, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty. We have Spencer Raxter in the house. We have Sam Flannel here as well. Big day. Lots of stuff to get to here. As Spencer Raxter said, and this was great, D-Mac, on Monday, when he summed it up very succinctly. He said, this shit sucks. And he was right. But today on the show sheet, he says, it still sucks. But it sucks a little less.
Sucks a little less.
Because Ben Johnson's back home.
He's home.
We brought him home.
He came home.
Came home.
I mean, you have to give Brad Holmes and everybody the organization, but that's his first big free agent move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to start it with a splash. So I loved it. I saw Dan Miller, Fox 2, tweet out, a couple hours into this new season, and Detroit Lions, A.
A in the offseason.
They get an A. So that was nice to see. You know what? One of the other things that I realized when we were talking before the show, a fucking Flannel just fucking evaded another coffee.
Yeah, we
Tom
always
Kennedy
coffee.
didn't get his catch, so he avoided buying the boys a round of coffee. Sam, you had to be a little bit concerned late in the season, but well played. Nice bet on your part.
I appreciate it. I'm glad I finally get the credit that I deserve.
How do you like your coffee?
It's weird because just knowing that I won is good enough for me, if I'm just being honest.
All right.
He doesn't
All
drink,
right.
he doesn't drink coffee.
Congratulations, my friend.
There you go. Here. There you go.
Samuel,
Glad we got that out of the way.
you were right. We were wrong.
Hey, that's why I have to, give myself a round of applause there. But you know what? It's all well and good. We can break bread now. But those were some times, though. I'll just say that some discussion.
I will tell you this. If the fourth down throw was to TK85, the Lions would still be playing right now.
Oh,
Facts.
I mean, how can you not say that? It was right in Josh Reynolds' hands. Any capable wide receiver should make that catch.
but you're not out of the woods yet because he did resign to the practice squad.
He did, absolutely.
So that's still in play.
Next year, run it back, Flannel?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Absolutely.
Run it back. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into there, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, and get your thoughts out there. Jam with the morning all. Good morning. Pete Smith with the hey, yo. Hey, Pete, what's going on, man? And Pete also said the Nuggets are only half game out of first in the West, so Neal will be on his Jokic horse again. I never get off the Jokic horse.
Just like Jokic never gets off his own horse.
Absolutely. We're one and the same. It's criminal that Joel Embiid, they rented out Jokic's MVP to that poser Joel Embiid, who, oh, by the way, is hurt again. And now I got to hear people say, well, they should change the rules because Joel Embiid's the MVP. Nah, bro. Jokic is the MVP of this league until further notice. Tammy Chin going to be Fight Night 2.0 at LCA tonight when Ottawa comes back into town. Big game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
D-Mac.
Well, do you really think? I mean, the expectations
Get up 4 goals.
of something to go down, but that's usually although I was in a moment, I guess that was bigger than the moment. So I wouldn't equate this, but there's got to be some sort of stand up for yourself. So I will be in the building for that reason, just in case there's any gunplay. Taco Bear likes to be around. Smell of the fireworks. So we'll see.
Clem Costa better be on
obviously
the
the lineup. The thing that I do like is your big guy Clem Costa's healthy, so he's been playing. So.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting. The bottom line, Ottawa's done. You need these 2 points. So regardless, you get your retribution and stuff like this, but you got to find a way to get these 2 points.
Percentage, D-Mac. Give me a percentage. Give the people a reason to lock in. And look, we are going to talk a little Red Wings in the second hour because, guys, I don't know whether or not you know this or not, but since the Lions went on this run, the Red Wings are into a playoff spot right now, and they've created some space. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, both the Red Wings and their minor league team, the Griffins, have gone on a nice run before this holiday season that sort of, might have got overlooked a little bit, Neal, but we are in the hunt.
Yes.
And here's the progress.
Not just in the hunt, like in as it stands right now.
You're in it. You could control your destiny. And again, wasn't it about a year ago when we were right in the same position, playing a home and home against Ottawa? So this is sort of, the conversation's going in. We failed last year. We can't this year. Now, Ottawa's in a little different position, but bottom line, I will say it again, getting the 2 points. If you want me to put on a percentage of shenanigans tonight,
Yes.
I'm going to go. I got to, hold on.
Give me a percentage.
Let me compute it in 2024 NHL. 33%.
1 in 3.
1 in 3 chance there'll be some sort of, shenanigans or retribution or whether it's a Joseph or anything like that. I'm sure Kachuk will have his nose in there. So, yes, this will have that. There is a developing hatred. And obviously, because we keep taking all their players, right? And there's an opportunity, like I said yesterday, of their number one D-man, Jacob Chikrin, who they
Bring him home.
got last year from Arizona. Might be wanting to bring him home. So this is a good showcase for him tonight, too.
All right, who will be the players involved?
I got to think that, it's more of a, the third or fourth line. But I would look to the Costin, that sort of lot.
I can see Sherratt getting out there, too.
Out.
Yeah. Oh, he's out?
Sherratt's out. So, but again, here's the thing. It's more of a team toughness thing where you'll see it up and down the lineup, right? Guys just not taking any guff, right? As we've seen before, they're going to sort of key in on your star guys, whether it's Larkin or DeBrincat or whatever. So that's for guys like the Rasmussens and the Costins and the Fishers, and to keep the heat off them. So,
yeah. But we're going to talk about it a little bit because, like I said, they deserve to be talked about.
Well, here's the whole thing. We're going to talk about it in the second hour, and we're going to say why. What's the difference? Now, there's one glaring reason. As you
I
can
know the difference.
See, if you go into the stats and look at your goaltending, and you're finally getting a guy that can make the save, because Alex Lyon, who again is starting tonight and weathering the storm, is number 3 in the league in save percentage with guys over 1,000 minutes, which is starting to show some consistency. So what's happening, Neal? Everything that I said. You get goaltending, you have enough firepower to win hockey games, and now you're putting them back to back, and you're taking more care of your own end.
Yep.
So,
and just to let everybody know, they are 5 points clear in the last playoff spot in the conference. 5 points ahead of the Islanders. They played the same amount of games. The Penguins, they are 6 points ahead of the Penguins. The Penguins do have 3 games at hand. So
here's the whole thing, right?
It's their form.
This is where you watch, and this is where you're at. You don't watch in front of you. You watch behind you, and you see what is that buffer, and you got to keep extending that space. That 5-point lead, right, between playoffs, if you can maintain that, manage that over the next month or so, just sets you so much up for success. Because there is 1 or 2 teams that are trailing you that are gonna suffer.
Right. But on the flip side, because basically it's a bunch of the Islanders, Penguins, Devils, and Capitals that are all right there. Now remember, they'll play each other often. And when they play each other, somebody's going to win.
But that's what I'm saying. So you got to take care. Now, what do we always say? You've done this. It's like at the beginning of the season. Why was it so important to get off to a good start? Because there was going to be sort of lulls. You've already gone through that and sort of learned from it. Now you're trying to pull yourself away. So you've set yourself up for success.
Top 5 Wednesday, too. Top five periodic elements on the periodic elemental table. And guys, I'm telling you this. You think on surface, why would you ever do that? I got something cooked up for you guys.
I got some good ones, too.
D-Max got something cooked up for you guys.
And one last thing, because I see it in here, right? The difference between this year and last year, and especially over the next month, if you continue this, Steve Yzerman will 100% be a buyer. You will
He'll
buy.
attack.
You will buy, and even if it's a rental, because you are a playoff team. When you see different things, and there might be moves made before that, but as it gets closer, and it goes back to last year at the trade deadline when he said we were never buyers. we weren't ready. This team is proving to him, if you prove to him that you're ready and ahead of schedule, a la what the Lions sort of were, he'll help you out and make it work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As far as the Red Wings sit, they do not have their first-round pick in this upcoming draft. That goes to Ottawa, but I think we'll all take DeBrincat for that, and we will keep it pushing. They do, however, have Boston's first-round pick as part of the Tyler Bertuzzi trade. Remember that?
Hell yeah.
So they have their own. They have Boston's first-round pick, their second-round pick, their third-round pick, their fifth, sixth, and seventh. So, they have some chips to work with, no doubt about it. We'll get there, though. We certainly will get there.
A lot of that, where that lies is, you're going to find some of your role players, some of your second-line guys, and your 4-5D or whatever, but what that enables, Neal, tell me I'm right or I'm wrong, but those are maneuverable, right, trade pieces of draft picks that are valuable, right, because they're late first-round, second, third-round picks, so it's in that. That's when the scout. That's when you're good. When you pick, it's not the first round guys. It's the second, third, and fourth. Brad Holmes has proved it. I think it in football and hockey. That's a great comparable.
You guys, man. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Detroit Dabber 313. Bury him for Barry Sanders.
That's a good one.
There's a lot of love for Oxygen. Obviously,
yeah,
it's got the name.
It's a crowd favorite.
Yeah, it's got the name brand equity. Certainly, everyone's going to give that one a lot of love. Here on Mark M, one of my 5 favorite elements is O. Wyatt Bear, dihydrogen monoxide for the win. And what's great about the top 5 periodic table, I don't know if you're bullshitting me or not.
Yeah.
Are you making it up? I have one. My son told it to me. Mm-hmm. We were sitting around the dinner table, and naturally the discussion turned towards periodic elements.
That's how important the top 5s are.
Yeah.
We bring in sources. We don't care about sports as we go out, add whatever. It's going to go on, this going to go on. But the top 5, we're going to bring in the youth, the Nate. We're going to bring in somebody who's actually been in a chemistry class in the last
like
month.
Recently.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the only class I've ever failed in my entire life was MSU chemistry. And it's because I didn't do any of the summer work.
Speaking of MSU,
started in the hole.
Shout out Tom Izzo.
Yes.
700 wins.
700
Smarty
wins.
Dogs. Are they back, Spenny?
Smarty Dogs. I mean, if
Natty or bust?
If Jaden Akins hits 7 threes, they can beat anybody.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Look at him.
I'll say that. But
wow.
Yeah,
that's analysis you don't get everywhere.
Going out on a limb there, but I mean,
hey,
it was
Flannel,
a good win.
how's your Michigan team? Your Juwan Howard stuff pretty much expected. You watched the game?
Oh, I mean, it's the funny thing is they had a 2-point halftime lead, but I knew they don't hold.
It only took them shooting 60% to get that.
It took Jalen Llewellyn going off in the first half, which never happens. But yeah, they're the worst Power 5 team in all of college basketball.
And I'll tell you what. Cohen Carr had one of the nastiest blocks I've ever seen in my life in that game. I'll show you later, D-Mac.
He took a soul.
It was bad. I love that kid, man. Oh, man. If we can get him to stay a second year like we did Miles, oh, man. I don't think so, though. Kid's a freak. Most athletic player I've ever seen play for Tom Izzo.
All right,
that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Natty or bust? We're back?
Yeah, we're back, baby. Back on the horse. No.
Okay. All right.
Boy, Spenny, the sun will come up tomorrow. It'll begin to be a better day.
Tell them about Dispo, D-Mac.
Black lung, baby. Black lung.
Black lung.
I got the black lung, Pop.
You know where you won't get the black lung? Not at all. But you will, feed that cannabinoid system. You know where it is. Experience Dispo Dispensary. Team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere. And what else do they curate? They're giving away 2 tickets. You better hurry up. Plus hotel and flight accommodation to this year's big game. Yes, the big game in Las Vegas in a couple weeks. Go on Dispo's Instagram page at dispo.michigan. Follow directions on the pin post or scan the QR code and it will take you there. Let's get you sports fans of Vegas. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com. Your local cannabis plug.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What up, Woodward Sports? Dispo Dispensary is bringing the ultimate experience for the big game in Vegas, and they want you there. You can win 2 tickets to the big game, plus a flight, hotel, and accommodations by following these simple steps. First, follow dispo.michigan, @showmedicated, and @showmedicatedCBD on Instagram. Like Dispo's pinned post, comment and tag someone you love to bring. Plus, if you repost on your story, you get an extra entry. It's that easy. Join the Dispo family for a chance to score in Vegas. The big game awaits. Follow, like, tag, and repost now.
All right, we're off and running. Big D Energy.
Almost got it. All right, there we go.
What did we get?
QR code's on the screen.
Oh,
Get in there.
all right, we're off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel here in the house. Max Mayer, Carr sent that guy into the Earth's crust.
He did.
Ironically enough, Max, that's a little bit of foreshadowing to my periodic table of elements top 5, as a matter of fact.
I'm guessing the clue is Earth's crust.
Yes. Danny G, the fact that Michigan State fans are taking a victory lap for beating a shit Michigan team is making me laugh. It's killing me. Why, dude?
You guys took a victory lap over beating MSU football.
Right.
Yeah, that's
the way this works.
That's the way it works.
Dude, like,
I'm not saying we're world beaters because we beat the worst team in the Power 5, but it feels good to beat your rivals always.
100%. Like, we beat Detroit Mercy,
Yeah.
who has not won a game.
Yikes.
They haven't won a game this year.
Woof.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I hope they lose every game ever. Ever. That's the way this stuff works, dude. And guess what? We play them the final game of the regular season. I want them to lose every game, and I want to beat them by 1,000.
Yeah. That's what happens.
And I'll take a hit of the cigarette like Drago's wife when Apollo Creed fell to the mat lifeless. That's exactly that's the way this stuff works, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you should.
You happy when you beat your rivals. That's sports.
Yep. And you love to keep them down.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And like I said, I'm not saying, oh, we're back just because we beat Michigan. Michigan's not good, but it still feels good.
Still
I'd rather
feels good to
beat
beat 'em.
Michigan than lose to Michigan.
Absolutely.
Nice to see the basketball go into the net from beyond 3,
Yes,
right?
yes, that is for sure.
Good time to start shooting.
Yeah, that's the point of all this stuff. You get to talk about it. But we get to talk about Ben Johnson is back, baby. He is back. And D-Mac, the news dropped right as we were getting off the air yesterday.
Shocker.
They had to do it in time for the Ermanni and Edwards show. But Ben Johnson back. And D-Mac, I'm stunned. It seemed like so matter of fact for the man. Like he was like, what? That was the impression that I got.
I like the fact
what are we talking about?
Of one of his first calls was to his number 1 receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, saying, "I love this city. We're not done here." You know, the one thing, and we could talk about, is that Ben Johnson's in a situation where this will not affect his stock at all. In fact, when they go out and if they accomplish, winning the division or even not, if he has another season showing production as the offensive coordinator that we expect him to do with the talent that he has on the roster now and whatever Brad Holmes is going to add to him, it's only going to up his value. So he knows that. And, a lot of times too, Neal, is that a lot of times in life and in sport, everybody thinks the grass is greener. And I think Ben Johnson here realizes that what a special situation it is with the guys around. And like these aren't just flippant, run-of-the-mill, I make a decision and not thought about. This is family. He's talked to his wife. He got the okay from his wife and about the community and stuff like this. This is a little extra caveat because this doesn't usually happen. What do we see? Across the rest of the league, coaches come up, boom, everybody gets interviewed, but there's that offensive coordinator's going there, this, that. They're usually filled. This was different because what do I always preach? Self-awareness and knowing when you have the power. He's got all the power right now. So he doesn't have to make a decision for just money, right? He knows that the bag will be there, right? And obviously, because we were speculating, I was thinking, the Lions had to have paid him more money. And Gabe, no.
They didn't change anything.
They didn't. It wasn't. And that goes to, I'm here for a purpose. Going to give it one more shot at it. I think this is a conversation. If I'm going to take it into the locker room or into the coaching, the coach Dan Campbell talked about this. Ben Johnson talked about this. Now, to be honest, right, if I was going to lose one of my two coordinators, I would rather lose Aaron Glenn with the options of what we can do for the defense, right? So, I mean, and I really don't know if he's going anywhere, because this could be a conversation between all the coaches to run it back. And you'll see that more. And what's different is because this doesn't happen as much in sports, because no guarantees, right? There's no guarantees or whatever. There's no guarantee that he will get a coaching job. I think that he will. I think that he's weighing his options, and he knows that he has control of the situation. And that's why he wants to be here. He wants to be here.
No, make no mistake. Before I get to the chat thread, D-Mac, it's different because, look, when we were talking about this, I like to do the thing where I try to put myself in other people's places, right? Like you learn. You try to see what they're thinking about. And for Ben Johnson, you'd probably be looking at about a $12 to $15 million a year salary, probably 5 years guaranteed, maybe 6 years guaranteed. I mean, for what he turned away from, $75 million, 5 at 15, $75 million guaranteed. To say no to that it's incredible to me. But D-Mac, see, here's where I struggle is there are people like Ben Johnson, there are people like you out there. Because you and I have had this conversation many times. You tell your agent, get it done, I'm staying here. Period, end of story. Whatever that looks like, I'm staying here. It's something where some dudes are wired like that. They just are.
It goes to show, like I read into it, is that there's the mission is not finished, right? And it's through all of them, and nobody's jumping ship. It's sort of like their game plan, and that when I always talk about coaching staff and team and culture being on the same page, to me, this just screams that they're being on the same page and what they accomplish. Like, is this a different conversation if they win the North and maybe they win a playoff game and then go out in the second round and stuff like this? But I think because they got so close in the taste of it and the fact that it was their responsibility, their lack of execution, that leaves, when you did it to yourself, that hits a little bit differently.
It's
than
tougher
when
to
you
deal
were
with.
Completely, dominated. Right? It's a little bit different. So, like, this all ties into the genuineness of why the fans connect with this team like they connected with ours, right? And I'm talking about like the 90s and the 2000 championship Red Wing teams, is because it was real, but we were invested. And it tells you when Ben Johnson does that and you bring up the fact that this is what he probably walked away from, goes to show you that to a lot of people, the misnomer about it's only about the dollar.
Right.
That isn't true in some regards. I think it's just sort of like the Gen Z or the millennial generation, is you can't blanket them. You have to individually judge them, right? So this is a different situation because I don't know if is there another organization out there right now that you would think has the loyalty throughout it?
Well, what's amazing about it, it's the NFL. Where there is no loyalty anywhere. The owners have no loyalty.
That's why
the players have no loyalty. They are loyal to the bag.
Do you not think that everybody's looking into Detroit and going, man, look at that culture, or building it to
a certain type of play? I'm glad you brought that up, D-Mac, because that's what everybody's jumped to, where people want to bring up the fact that, look, Detroit's a spot. Well, it's not a spot for everybody.
No, and you know what? If you're not part of what they want, you ain't coming. Don't care if you're Jalen Carter, first rounder, Pro Bowler, this, that, Hopkins. No, dude, if you don't fit what we're doing, that's why when they bring guys in, you got to already know they're sort of vetted?
Yes.
They're vetted to the fact of the character. That's the first thing. Now, there's things that got to change, and you see it like it goes down to the C.J. Gardner-Johnson where you can have a guy like that. Now, I believe, and I haven't even talked on this or whatever, but when he did that little bye-bye thing, that's like karma stuff, and I think they realize that they don't need that much over-the-edge guy, right? But they need that competitive factor.
But maybe they do, because maybe they bring him back.
Maybe they do,
yeah.
But that's up to them, right? And we got to, as fans and whatever else watching this, only they know what's best because they can do both.
Absolutely.
Right? They can have that. So it's, you understand. But I think everybody, that's a great point. Yeah, it is a destination where guys want to be here, but you need a passport to get in, bro.
Yes,
you gotta
do.
You gotta go through customs, and the customs is Dan Campbell, Chris Spielman, Brad Holmes.
Cornelius T. in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Humility is needed with our coaching. We can't keep making the same stupid mistakes and blaming it on execution. Cornelius, they were 3 points short of the Super Bowl.
What same
stupid
I not see
mistakes?
The ball in somebody's hands? Like, what's the old adage? If you could touch it, you can catch it.
What same stupid mistakes, Cornelius? What? They were 3 points away from the Super Bowl, bro. 2 years removed from having Trey Flowers and Jelani Tavai and Jamie Collins making $19 million to not play. I'm tired of that shit, man. Like, what same stupid mistakes? Oh, you mean the same things they did that got them 3 points from the Super Bowl? We're done with that. We are absolutely done with that. Lou Way MF. Every time I hear family, I immediately think of Dominic Toretto. Lou, I do too. It's family. Dominic Toretto, everybody. James says Ben Johnson never really wanted to go to Washington in the first place. Washington was reaching hard. We'll never know. I know where he wanted to be the most.
Well, here's
in Detroit.
the thing: it's not like Washington doesn't have some cheese to dangle over you with the second overall pick and the fact that they can make some moves
and some good receiving core, very good receiving core.
I would have thought that Washington with the new ownership would be more of a destination place than Carolina would have been.
Oh, for sure.
Bob's Big Boy. Anything for family.
Facts.
That was a pretty good Toretto right there.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, just right off the top of my head like that. But yeah, I'm tired of hearing that, but I'm not tired of hearing about Guardian Alarm. One of the OGs here with Woodward Sports.
Facts.
Absolutely. We're well into the new year, football season, everything. Let Guardian Alarm customize solutions for real experts, professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that have been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Business, pleasure. Guardian doesn't care. They just want you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of being dirtbags on the ice this time, Ottawa, because Clem's back, and he's going to make you feel it.
Yeah. Guardian Alarm, New York security experts. Sound Big D Energy. Oh, he sent you.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, Infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company, 60 has been one of the very best in providing Michigan's restaurants, hotels, casinos with the best beef in all the land, the prime beef, the dry-aged beef, the Wagyu beef. If you've had a good steak somewhere in this city, chances are it came from Fairway Packing Company. And guess what, guys? You can experience that same difference for yourself on your very own grill at home. I know it's January, but it's still grilling season. I grilled last night, as a matter of fact, everybody. Go to the Grab and Go Steak Shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Check them out at fairwaypacking.com. Best ribeyes I've ever had in my life that I've made myself from Fairway Packing Company. You can do it too. Go to fairwaypacking.com. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl.
Hear that, Spenny? Neal just said that the greatest steak he's ever had, he cooked himself.
That's fair.
Sound point.
Greatest steak I've ever had was at Maestro's in L.A. Oh, man. So, Wagyu tomahawk.
Greatest steak I ever had was at BT's back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Prime and Proper was pretty good, too.
The food, Spenny. You know the food. 5 stars.
Oh, yeah. So, Ryan just sent me the lists of our top 5 lists.
Yeah.
And, man, Ryan Lentz is something special.
Dude.
The pictures he used for us.
Electric?
They're
Ryan
electric.
Lentz is special.
All
See,
four of them.
I love the fact that that's the idea is Lentz, poor kid, got to sit in front of that computer and do graphics or whatever. He should at least have some fun with it.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that, his personality shines through.
He picked one of mine from my Chicken Shack era.
Oh, nice, Betty. Oh, we get to go in the archives.
Picked a D-Mac mullet era picture.
Oh, that's
the wallet?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
This is some great
I love
shots.
it.
I can't wait.
Have to stick around. That top 5. When are we doing it? Coming up?
11:56.
Oh, coming up for
the financial breakdown. Just as a warning to everybody,
Yeah,
the Lions financial breakdown. By the way, 11:42. We stand on it. We're going to do it. That might end up going 2 segments. I'm just telling you guys right now.
We'll carry it to the top of the hour. It will. I'm down for that because you got to get in. Not only I think somebody set their clock to it yesterday. That you said
they did, yeah. They're like
lunch hour.
Yeah, they're gonna leave work.
But I think being the bag man and knowing that is that where are we at right now?
And I'm going top to bottom on it. And I'm going to prepare you for what I think might happen, for what I think could happen, because the books are the indicator. Much like the DeBrincat trade last year, the books are the indicator of what could happen. Dr. Clappencheeks, good to have the doctor back in the house.
Always good to have a doctor in the house.
Arguably one of the more valuable members of the medical community, and he resides right here on Big D Energy. He is Dr. Clappencheeks. We need better players, point blank, period, especially on defense. And Dr. Clappencheeks, that was something that D-Mac and I talked about that off air yesterday. You saw the difference from minute 1 to minute 60 in all areas of the game. You saw the difference in the 2 rosters, which usually in professional sports, sometimes maybe not in hockey as much. Hockey lends itself more to the upset.
Hockey's
the nature of the
different because
game.
you can hide, because on defense you have a absolute minute hog where one of your top guys takes 30 minutes of the ice time. You're hiding your 5 or 6.
Yeah, so
your weakest
that
guy.
aside. But in professional sports, the talent usually always comes through. Always. And I don't think is that blasphemous of me to say that the 49ers, top to bottom, have a better roster? No, they spent 5 years, 6 years cultivating this thing.
Well, look at the difference
along
in the second half.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in the secondary and the way that the adjustments, and you know what, whether it was just the throws just a little long, but the coverage was there, right? I'm looking at Vildor, who the effort was there. Yeah. I agree with,
but the bottom
fact
line
that
is
it's Kendall Vildor,
who was on the practice squad in November.
Yes, exactly. And we mentioned, you got, how many times did we mention Cam Sutton is a number 2 corner guy who got put on an island? You wonder, that's the difference. ones and twos. One, that's like saying that the Connor McDavids and the Nathan McKinnons and whatever playing against, that like some second or third line, their whole game, career, whatever. That's like sometimes they're going to have offensive dominance over them. So to me, you look at that. You look at C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You look at, the pressure or whatever. I know that we need an end. You probably want to solidify your linebacker core, but you're going to go out and you need a number one corner, right? Stuff like this. So the fact that what I'm watching and not executing with the guys that I know aren't going to be here in the future for the team that's a championship, right? I mean, it's the bend but don't break, and unfortunately, Spenny, what do I always say? Big players make big plays in big games. Well, guess what? That game, their big players did. Yeah.
Maybe the biggest play.
Well, dude, and then, like, you just got to clap your hands to Ayuk on that play off the face. You know what I'm saying? How many other times have you seen it hit the face mask and go backwards or whatever? It popped up. But he's a professional, too. Yeah. They are. Brock Purdy,
Juszczyk stepped up.
We couldn't contain Purdy. The over-under on his rushing yards was 7, and he ran for 50.
Yep.
Different things. But the bottom line, you knew at the end of the day, when you matched the talent, you were just a little bit behind. But still, team-wise, you were a good enough team to win.
And it's almost like the coaches tried to account for that in some kind of ways. To say, man, maybe we're just not quite as talented as they are. So what can I do? Where can I steal a possession? Where can I steal 4 points? But whatever, we're not going to get into that again.
Right, which is also a learning thing. Like, does anybody else not give Dan Campbell that opportunity the first time he's in a situation? And I'm not saying maybe the moment was bigger or whatever like this, but he coached it a certain way. Now he's got to sit back and he's going to self-evaluate and go, okay, maybe I would have done this different, would have done this, but I wouldn't have done this. I got to solidify.
Sure.
What are they saying? We just got to execute. The plays were there, but we did not execute. It's not like we couldn't. If we make the play, we make the catch.
That's what's the frustrating thing,
right? So that
it wasn't.
But that's the. But I believe, right? If this wasn't the plan by all these coaches, staffs of Ben Johnson before, that has something to do with it, right? Think about it in your own life, where you've maybe overachieved something where you didn't think that you were going to do, maybe in school or a test or whatever. That motivates you, right? Or if you got so close, right, that you want to get back, that you know you were good enough. Look at golf, Neal. Golf's a great example. Like that's sort of like how many times when you walk off the course and, hey, I can take it. If the guy flat out outplayed me and beat me and it was fun to watch and I didn't have it that day,
I'll pay for quality.
I'll pay for quality. But it's different when I cost myself.
Right.
When I 3-putt and when I, give it away.
That's a Greg Campy
I think
original.
There's a lot of that self-analogy that went on. And here's the thing. He's not Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn. They're not self-analyzing just to themselves. They're in a whole group that they have this men's and Sheila meetings. So they get to talk about it. So all I know is they're all on the same page. Do you not feel like if anybody, they're all on the same page?
Mm-hmm. No doubt. No question about it. Bob's big boy. Lions draft picks this year, 29, 61, 73, 92. That's in the top 100. That's of the top 100.
The best part of it is that our pick is 30, our
29.
Third round pick.
Oh, yeah.
Is like 30 spots higher than Minnesota's, and we have both of them. Eat shit, Minnesota.
And they gave Hawkinson $17 million to give us that pick.
Yeah.
And
Laporta's better.
How excited are you not only because it's here, the fact that it's your guy, right? As much as Dan Campbell cooks and this and that, Brad Holmes cooks on the offense, right? This is where your guy cooks in the draft. What are we going to get?
I know. I can't wait.
Because there's two things, right? There's the talent, but there's also the character.
No, I know. I can't wait. Tom says, I can't wait for the financial breakdown. 2 minutes away, Tom. So everybody calm down. We're going to... Man, I feel like I've talked this up so much. I hope it delivers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just numbers. But, yeah. Bob also says, our wide receiver room is the land of misfit toys. Amon-Ra short had a bad 40 time. J-Mo skinny with bad hands, which I disagree with. Mm-hmm. That dude's caught some passes. I'll go to you, Flannel. You're the resident hater.
J-Mo was the number 12 overall pick, though. I don't know if it's fair to say he was the land of misfit toys, but with how his career started out, I suppose you can say it.
He had some nice-ass catches,
he did.
man.
No, he did.
All hands catches,
too. Honestly, the second half of the season and in the playoffs, drops weren't even a problem. Yeah. Not at all.
He took an interception away from that the one guy that was on him. But here's the whole thing. What you got to be grateful for. Not in one aspect do I think that Brad Holmes or the Lions organization goes off of what they say. Right, Neal? Who they are. They have their own way to break these guys down. Yeah. Evaluate.
No,
and I believe, you know what I believe from seeing a lot of things going back? The interview. And I know from me, my interview with Barry Melrose and Brian Murray, Kenny Holland, Mr. Illich, everything like that in Montreal for the draft probably got me drafted. You know, I remember the question I was asked, what would you do to be a Detroit Red Wing? My answer? Anything. Can you elaborate? Anything. I'll go anywhere in the world. I'll do whatever you want. You tell me what I have to do. If you tell me that that's what it makes, that I'm in.
Yeah.
And that's that attitude. I think that as we see a little behind the scenes with the Jack Campbell, and we know Amon-Ra St. Brown, who we're built the same way, is like we get motivation by proving people wrong, right? Same Absolutely. Like that. As much as you want to say about, you know, one of my favorite things, and I alluded to it yesterday, but walking off the field, your two dudes, Penny Sewell and Aiden Hutchinson, right? That picture will epitomize when we win a Super Bowl about where they came from when the journey they're on.
Absolutely. Wintertime in Detroit's always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. That is right. You can try the veal parmesan, the Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. We're talking thick, hearty meals. What about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes. Those are back. The classic, the lumberjack, the Santa Fe garden omelet. Also the all-new apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. And do like D-Mac would do. Chase it all with a gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop by your local Big Boy today. Big Boy, one of the Newsweek 2023 best restaurant chains in America.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports wearables? We got a new line of attack for you. That's right, woodwardsports.com/shop. It's hoodie season, it's beanie season. Get the very best in Detroit sports wearables. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Go to woodwardsports.com/shop. All right, everybody, the moment is here. We let the sting wear off, and then Ben Johnson turned it back up to 1,000 degrees, and there is an excitement over the off season. Usually, you guys know how this works. Usually, we're out by October. We talk about the draft. The draft comes, and then we check back with you at training camp. This is going to be a whole new world.
A whole new
A new
world.
fantastic point of view for everybody that's a Lions fan. The League New Year. The League New Year starts on March 15th at 4 p.m. That's when everything flips, the calendar turns, and away we go. We like to do this whenever the Detroit team...
So we don't have to wait 6 months?
No.
Wow.
No, it's literally going to be like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's literally going to be like 5 weeks. That's when the cuts will come in. The pre-March cuts, the pre-camp cuts, all of it. The free agent market will be flooded with the new cutties, and we'll see where everything fits. So I like to do this whenever our Detroit teams get eliminated. D-Mac, it's been a show staple. We take a look at it. We see how it sits. People like it. So here's the deal, everybody. Let me crack the knuckles and break it down. The Detroit Lions right now sitting with 4 picks in the first 100 picks in the draft, as we talked about. $61.1 million in cap space right now, according to Spot Track. Now, let me pump the brakes, D-Mac. When I did this deep dive last night into this morning, I know we get hype about that, right? 61 and change. All right, let's go. There are some angles of nuance to this. The first being, I believe the Lions have 35 players. It's between 32 and 36 players currently under contract. So what does that mean? You got to get to 53. So that means you're signing 15 to 16 guys. And where's that going to come from? It's going to come from the draft, which you already have allocated, and you have to sign some free agents just to get your numbers right. So temper the whole go trade for Joey Bosa thing. That's, like everybody ease up on that.
And what do we know about the way Brad Holmes operates and the way this regime has operated through the first 3 years? What do they like to do?
Keep their guys in-house.
They like to re-sign their guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? So the first thing that I would do is look and see who out of the guys that you already have are you going to re-sign out of that, right? And also, too, right, you got to look at the free agent list to see who you might be targeting, and then that sort of plays it in. We brought it up yesterday.
Yes, we did.
As far as Spenny and I were in agreement that McQuaid, your long snapper, and Reeves Maben, your special teams captain and Pro Bowler and whatever, are no-brainers. So, which isn't going to kill you, right? As far as salary,
Very affordable.
They're pretty much standard to the role that they play and what they make. Maben makes about $3 million.
1.75.
Dude, what a deal that is!
Yeah.
Is that not the deal?
All pro.
Oh my God. Right, and then so those, like, I think that you
Now remember that cost goes up because he is an all-pro.
That's true.
Cost
I
goes up.
paid
But
two and a half.
the ancillary, like the role guys, right? Your special, is Malcolm got to get re-signed? Is it like something that not going to break the bank? But you also have to look at who are the big free agents out there that you might want to throw the money
Before we get there, though, D-Mac, here's the first question I have for everybody out of the box. All right? Amon-Ra St. Brown was not a first-round pick. So Amon-Ra St. Brown going into next season is on the last year of his deal. Okay? I think it's safe to say he's a fundamental piece.
Yeah,
Duh.
that deal has probably been talked about before. Like, they've been talking, as long or before they talked to Goff.
Absolutely.
Right? So what is that number? But also, too, let me ask you this.
I'm glad you asked. Go ahead.
Okay, but I was going to say, but because of where he was drafted and the extension that you want to give him, does it give you some leeway with your cap or some money that you can defer down the road?
Depending on how you structure it, yes. Yes, you can. But I'm talking more along the lines of real numbers.
Okay.
And so let's just start with Amon-Ra St. Brown, because I think you're not going to get any pushback. Who says no? Nobody says no to that. Graham Glasgow getting some love in the chat too. I know that's Spenny's guy. Also,
my brother,
versatile dude.
Yeah.
He was 2.75 last year. Say, hey man, you want to? Because he's like 34.
Yeah, 3.25.
Run it back.
Yeah,
1 year deal. Okay. All right. So Amon-Ra St. Brown. Here's the deal. Where, how we say he's underappreciated league wide. You know where he will not be underappreciated?
His checkbook.
When
His
when he
agent
gets paid.
steps to the table and says, hey, here's the starting point of discussion, because he's further along than these guys. Remember A.J. Brown, right? That was 4 years, $100 million. Remember DK Metcalf. He's further along than DK Metcalf was at this stop of the highway. He was 3 years, $74 million. He took more upfront guaranteed and took a year less because he wanted to be a free agent at age 30. So those are your starting points where you say it's going to be higher than this. He probably projects more like a CeeDee Lamb type situation where those numbers are more comparable. So we'll see how that one shakes out. But I'm warming you up, everybody. Justin Jefferson's salary will start with a 3. Mm-hmm. His yearly average salary will start with a 3, as in the 30s. So that's the area you're looking for. You're looking north of 25, closer to 30, maybe touching 30, maybe just under Justin Jefferson. Like these are for keeps, right? So he's a piece, right? He's a piece. So when I tell you $61 million in cap space, depending on how you want to do it, now he's on the books for $1 million next year. Now you could do the deal where it's basically an extension and keep him at the $1 million, but pump him full of signing bonus money. But that's gonna eat into your number a little bit. So my guess is this. Here's what it's telling me. My guess is, and look, you can get granular. I'm sure people are going to get granular about the numbers and things like that. But that's where he is. Bob's big. See, Bob, you got to get past this, man. You don't pay St. Brown top 5 wide receiver money because he's limited, not a deep threat, not a high point. No. Hard to pay him over 20. Well, then, Bob, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, guys,
you're paying him over 20, man.
Work with me here.
I think Hoof Hard said it. Hoof Hard said is Amon-Ra St. Brown one of the safest contracts
ever in the history of football.
Right? Like you got to give this guy that. He's your heart and soul, and just what he represents and everything that he means, the way that he works or whatever. Like he's the epitome of the engine, of that team.
Yeah.
And I would, so when you're talking like this, isn't that the expectations where Brad Holmes and the agents, whatever, be creative to make it work because you got Goff and you got everybody, all this has to go in, but it can be done.
It can be done, but now you're talking about making a window. You know what I'm saying? Because you still have to let Holmes supplement this with, see, this is where the draft success is the key to all this, again. And it's not fair. He's had a 3-year run that I haven't crunched the numbers on it, but could be one of the greatest 3-year runs of NFL drafts of all time. For somebody who wasn't gifted a bunch of picks, like when the Cowboys fleeced the Vikings and had like 1,000 picks in 3 years, it could be one of the greatest. But now the pressure's on; he has to continue it. Big play, Jay. Can you get St. Brown at 25 to 28? That's up to St. Brown. You know what I'm saying? Nobody holds a grudge like Amon-Ra St. Brown. James said, but see, here's the discussion. James says, save some money for the defense. You see what I'm saying? Like this is the whipsaw of this, and it's only starting.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
You know how I go.
I'm not worried. I think they got their finger on the pulse of all this coming up.
But you got to get Goff done too.
I get it. And all these questions and all this intricacies to what a good team is or whatever, the competency in that room. Until they show me that they're incompetent in doing contracts and re-signing these guys, and yes, it is new water, and yes, maybe that when you say that, if the Amon-Ra St. Brown contract comes out and you go, clock's on, you put yourself in the window, that's fine. But I think that this is one of the things they stay up late at night talking about.
Yeah, and just so you guys know too, like the NFL market value, again, according to Spot Track, and this is numbers based. This is numbers based in relation to A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf and CeeDee Lamb and all those guys. They project Amon-Ra at 4 years at $105 million. That puts him right around that 26-ish range. Mm-hmm. Who says no? Can't say no. Other than Bob in the chat.
Apparently, other than
who wants to pay him 20. Other than Bob. So I will tell you guys this: as far as the Amon-Ra thing goes, I think you'll see the Goff thing get done first. I think the golf thing will get done first. And before everyone goes, D-Mac, I didn't even think about it until you broke this down in that locker room. Those guys, there's value to that. There's value that we don't
ride
understand.
For golf.
They'll jump off a cliff for the dude.
Yeah.
And see, Spenny, you're a golf former golf truther, now golf supporter. Is that fair?
Yeah.
You understand, even as a quote unquote hater, you understand that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And that carries value.
Guys love him. City loves him.
Yes.
Franchise loves him.
And it's interesting because the golf thing, I do think that will be the first thing to do. Spot Track, now this is just algorithm created. This doesn't take into account the locker room thing. And I was listening to people talk about it. The locker room thing is real. They have him charted in that Derek Carr realm. 40-ish a year right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Spenny's trying to get. We're here. Sign it.
Yeah.
However, you know where he's not like Carr? In the fact that they were 3 points away from the Super Bowl, and he's throwing the most passing yards in the NFL to this point of the season. Like, that's the difference. And the locker room thing. Spenny, I do have optimism.
I think Carr's guys like him. I would say that Carr's guys like him.
I will say this, Spenny. I am optimistic that AAV will start with a 4. It'll be a high 4.
I'm cool with that.
I think it'll start with a 4. I believe that in my heart.
4.7?
I think it's 4.5.
4.5? That sounds even better.
I think what you'll see, and this is where in the future as it plays out, where you're going to help navigate how this plays out, because the contracts and how they break down you'll be able to determine, okay, this is going to help us now. This saves us money now. We're doing it more into the San Fran way or the Rams way or whatever.
Absolutely.
Bottom line is, this is what happens when you got a good team.
Facts.
Yeah, it is.
Good players.
You're absolutely right. I told you this is going to go multiple segments. So we've gotten to Amon-Ra St. Brown and just touched on golf. We still got to take a look at the rest of it as well. There's some free agency stuff that we can look at also, but that is where we are. Tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Absolutely. Football's here. We all know it. Big games coming up in a couple weeks. It's also the perfect time to shop your home and auto. Why don't you shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance? They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Give my buddy Mark a call at Swiss Insurance today, 248-800-4177, or go online, SwissINS.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Rest in peace to the same old Detroit Lions. And guess what else? What other old bit has found the grave? That's right, the same old rock, paper, scissors game. Jack Labrador's revolutionized that tire game with 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Discover the actions at jacklabrador.gg right now and find out why. Once you go Jack, you never go back. Big D Energy thumps the final word in Jack Labrador, and you can thump your family members as well. Go to jacklabrador.gg or scan the QR code on your screen right now. Second hour.
Great example of Jared's rise sort of tied into Ben. So, if you are working with a different coordinator next year, what is it that you learned from Ben that you can take forward? How much would you be looking forward to saying, like, I'm not just a product of the system?
Yeah, I was called that when I was in LA too. So I guess I'm just got great systems around me at all times. I'm just the luckiest guy in the world, I guess.
I like
well,
it.
Does he go to
the Neal Ruhl School of Tone?
Carnegie, right? But that's Neal Ruhl.
That's a Neal Ruhl School of Tone.
I like it,
right?
man.
Good for you. That's my quarterback.
He's been talking choppy lately. He gave Wojo thank you. Oh, never mind. A couple like last week. I like choppy Goff, man. He's talking his shit.
But you know what? And good for him too. And for like Real Carl in the chat and stuff like that. That's really weird, right? How everywhere he is, it seems to be the system.
Well, I mean,
everywhere he goes.
He said that aggressively, but he's also I guarantee he'll say he is lucky to play for a guy like Sean McVay and Ben Johnson, because with Jeff Fisher and with Anthony Lynn, we've seen things not work out too well. And when a quarterback's put in a bad situation, they don't flower.
Which we've seen with a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, what's the constant? He's the constant.
D-Mac, see, here's the thing, too.
He's the constant in all, whenever you're talking about all these different situations. What's the constant? Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I was going to tell you this.
If you can't, even if you're the hater, you don't have to come as much as Spenny and be a supporter or a truther. But, be a truther and say that's facts. Good for him.
Yeah, I like him talking shit, honestly.
Me too.
Detroit Arrow says sassy Goff.
Sassy Goff.
Love it.
I did like it. KMG King says, y'all done toughen Goff up in the D. I love it. He's gotten down in the mud a little bit now.
Absolutely. Spenny's got him in the streets.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it.
We are doing the Detroit Lions financial breakdown right now, just to sum up where we were. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a likely extension candidate. That number's going to start with close to a 3. Depending on what Amon-Ra St. Brown wants to do. I think Goff's deal will be the first thing that we hear get done. And just so you guys know, too, when Jared Goff came off the Super Bowl year in L.A., they gave him his new contract. He broke the NFL record for guaranteed money at the time. It was the most guaranteed money in the history of the NFL when he signed his last deal. So, just remember that that's out there. A lot of you do not like him. However, we also had people say that Amon-Ra St. Brown, they should offer him $20 million a year. So there's probably one in the same. Thomas says Goff definitely needs to go team friendly. He unfortunately needs the guys he has around him. Well, I mean, everybody needs the guys they have around him, except for Mahomes. Mahomes does not. He can literally do anything.
Yeah. Kid's a freak.
Bada bing, bada boom. Trade Amon-Ra and Sewell straight up for a kicker. So there's that one out there.
That is a path.
That is a path. That certainly is a path. Dave says y'all forget that Hooker is Brad's pick, but Dave, you forget that the locker room's pick is Jared Goff. Fair, D-Mac?
Absolutely fair.
Fair.
But it's still, obviously, Teddy's gone, so, Hendon Hooker as your backup, you want to see some development, in case something does go wrong. One of the things that was brought up is you think about it, Goff was healthy. We had a healthy quarterback. That's something that you need. So you hope you have the same thing next year, but it is the NFL.
No question. So we're breaking it down again, right around $61 million in cap space. But my tone to that is be prepared, because I think they are going to do Goff and I think they are going to do St. Brown, and that's going to eat in to some of it. Now, maybe not. Maybe they just extend those deals and create a window. I think in my heart, I think that's what's going to happen here. We're going to see, because obviously you're going to do Sewell, and you're going to make Sewell the highest paid tackle in the league.
We don't have a clock, right? The clock came off. We hit, and did we absolutely nail that clock here on BD Energy or whatever it is? But we're waiting to put the timer. I guess it's not a clock now; it's a timer, right? Because you're going to tell me which contract, and it doesn't sound like it's the Goff contract, but it's more the Amon-Ra St. Brown contract. Starts the clock, because then that puts in, because then you still got Hutch down the road, you got Panay down the road, you got all these other guys.
Because if they do the Amon-Ra deal, that will, I think that what they're going to do is they're going to hit him with a bigger signing bonus, like 15-ish they'll tier that signing bonus because that doesn't count. You only AAV that out towards your
cap. Do you not feel like this is a situation where I'm going to ask you when do we got to pay the note? And you're like 2028. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all good till 2028, which starts the window, and you got the next 3 years.
Absolutely. The free agency, we touched on this a little bit. Aquara, Charles Harris, no one's going to cry for you on that one. To quote Spencer Raxter to Tiny Tina, he'll chuck the deuces up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Slap around the ass on the way out.
Yep, and she'll hop out of the car. She'll land on both feet.
Are they the little deuces?
Yeah. She lands on both feet, right?
She'll always land on both feet.
There you go.
Like G, get it right. Not deuces like that. Little deuces. Little deuces.
All right, so that gets us to the what do you guys want to do then? So we've talked about it. This team will get their guys. Top 5 periodic element list coming up at 12:10 maybe. It could be 12:24. We'll see.
So
this team always leans towards their guys, right?
Yeah.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
No.
Spenny?
Yeah, for the right price.
Give me the number.
If you can
run
get
it back for 6?
2 for 10. I'd do 2 for 10.
I'd run it back even for 6.
Yeah, I would too.
I would too. But all right.
Then that would mean cutting Tracy Walker.
Dude, I'm keeping,
Yes.
but I'm keeping that sick. I'm not worried about him right away.
Yes.
It's sort of as things play out.
I agree with that.
It's a caveat.
Not a priority.
Emmanuel Mosley.
Yes. You can get him for cheap, like dog cheap.
$6 million?
I think you can get him for less than that. I wouldn't do it for 6.
Okay, well that's the number. All right. What do we do with Josh Reynolds?
What's he make?
They got the market value at $7 million for this year.
I would not do that.
Yeah. You can't. All the other, you got to take the last game as a misnomer to whatever else.
I do.
And
I think
look at the
7's
rapport
aggressive.
between him and Goff is still one of. If we're talking about Goff being a guy, and he's still one of his security blankets, so I think that's a conversation, right? That here's what's your other option. So Jared Goff's, what's your alternative? That's what I'd be asking me, but I don't expect. And you're right, Spenny. That might be enough, but again, maybe they get him at 5.5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to see what your other options are instead.
Yeah. So
because the rapport, we're talking about years.
Yeah.
Talking about more than they've time here. We're talking about 5 years. So 2 catches and 2 throws. Do I believe Josh Reynolds is a professional, whatever, and that's going to eat through him, and he's going to come back and be better, and hopefully gets a redemption chance?
Well, I did it this way for a reason, okay? Everybody's in on Jalen Reeves-Maben. You give him a bump, bring him. He's an all-pro. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
So I did it this way on purpose. Graham Glasgow, which Spenny obviously wants to bring back. So here we go. That brings us to Jonah Jackson. And here's the decision, because you can't have them all.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say, okay, I'm going to give Josh Reynolds 7 and get Jonah Jackson and do Amon-Ra's deal and do Goff's deal and go address some of the deficiencies you have in the free agency market. You see what I'm saying here? Like, we're starting to squeeze right now.
What because he's your guy, durability,
Yes.
availability. Now, if he's going to be available, and you may miss 1 game or whatever, like 2 games, but are you going to be available? Because to get paid that money, are you going to, for lack of a better term, are you going to be a Frank? Right? Are you going to be a Frank dog? Because I can't take away from what they've built to that unit to say run it back with the same guys, the same OC, and spending extra money. What I want to know is the injuries and the availability. You brought that up to me. That's the number one. And if I think he's going to be available, because again, the continuity of what they've built and this window that they're in, that's what makes this a little bit different than Evan Brown. I think you might get Jonah Jackson at a little less money with the hometown. And if not, it's up to him. But again, you're coming as Neal, whatever this. Ben Johnson led the charge and proved that it wasn't. Now, players are different because they got to get their money when they get it. I do not detest that. Where it's different. But in this case, with what they built, this conversation is absolutely being had. And
pivotal.
if that's the direction the Lions want to go, then they'll try to make it work. If the guy's going to leave for money or whatever, I just don't. I see every time I see Jonah Jackson, I see Penei Sewell. I see big brother, little brother sort of thing.
Yeah. And that's real, D-Mac, is it not?
That's real, dude. Like the culture we're talking about in the
That's why I
locker
like
room,
doing this with you, because you lived it.
I lived it,
Yeah.
and it's real. And even though that there's more money and different things, like you're gonna run into a Martin Lapointe situation where there's Martin Lapointe, free agent, gets offered $20 million for 4 years, and all you can do in Detroit is offer him 3 or 3.5 because of the way that it is. You can't turn down that money. I remember the phone call.
You guys kicked him out, right?
The Drapes and I, and we're like, listen, you idiot. If you don't go to Boston and take that money, we'll beat the shit out of you. You can always come back.
Yeah.
That's a different situation. But these are the conversations that has to go. We were in a different situation. He was in a different situation. We just won 2 cups. You just won 2 cups. Go get your money, kid.
Yeah.
Not in that situation here, so you don't know what the conversations are. In this situation, this specific Detroit Lions situation, you have to come at it with a little bit of a caveat because of the culture and what they've built. And getting so close, beyond expectations to even, I know that they said Super Bowl or bust or whatever, but where they got, and they're sitting there going, we cost ourselves, we're that close.
Mm-hmm.
Look around, let's run it back.
Real quick before we cut to the break, Todd saying in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jonah needs to stay healthy. Todd, that's not relative to this discussion anymore.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm letting Jonah walk. I think Yodi and Sorsdahl, under the tutelage of Hank Fraley and those guys, I think they'll make a step next year and they'll be able to get it done.
That's a phenomenal point.
But it's also a huge
Fraley
wager.
think that the next guy's up, or you can draft that guy to step right in, save you money, and not miss a beat.
See, but I think this is one of those examples where this is not fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
Like we speak in absolutes, like it's fantasy, like you just plug the next guy in and they get their numbers. The grades are the grade. And look, it's not gospel.
Yeah.
But you know Spenny as well as
Jonah
I
is
do.
very good when he plays.
When Jonah plays,
Yeah.
dude, that line is different,
Yes.
man. Different.
For sure.
So you have to weigh that. This is the one decision. Again, guys, I'm honest with you. I don't have a feel for it. I don't. It's like the Super Bowl. I don't have a feel for how it's going to shake out. I have no feel whatsoever. And that's where it's up. That's where it's honestly up to Brad Holmes. Hey, let me tell you, Planet Fitness. We're live at the Planet Fitness studios, everybody. You guys know what it is. The best gym in the gym game. And I tell you that from experience. I live it every single day of my life. I'll never be another member at another
Chest
gym.
day.
Chest day for Spenny today. Cardio day for me. Let's get it in. And you can get it in because there's tons of cardio equipment. There's tons of weights. There's a 30-minute circuit. There's also the tanning beds, the hydro massage. All of it is there for you at Planet Fitness. 24 cents down in honor of 2024. $10 a month. That'll get you into your home club whenever you want. You're a baller. You got places to be. The Black Card, $24.99 a month. You can go to any Planet Fitness in the world. Over 2,400 of them nationwide, and 50 in Metro Detroit alone. Pull in the parking lot. You can join there of any Planet Fitness. Also go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new Down Home Comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The Down Home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of Down Home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. There's 18 locations, so you know there's a Feldman Automotive dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. You know that we're out there every other Monday, live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. As you know, we're out there every other Monday. Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Hard stop. Tells you everything you need to know. It's Feldman Automotive. Keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel as well. Happy to have you all along for the ride. And going to take a step aside. We're going to tackle the free agency portion of it. I think I've kind of painted the picture. So I think people understand where this Lions team is. There's some decisions to make, and more importantly, the methods of those decisions. Peaceful Tim, Neal's onto something. Offensive linemen coming out of college are less and less talented every year. The systems are garbage. And Peaceful Tim, that's exactly what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. In this day and age of the spread offense in college, it's vastly different than what you see.
I mean, Penny Sewell's pretty good.
Right. Well, unicorn.
Yeah.
Unicorn. All right, everybody. It's top 5 time. That's right. Top 5, top 5, top 5. The top 5 periodic elements in the elemental table. Yes, yes, yes. Who wants to go first, Spenny?
I'll go first.
All right. Spencer Raxter, your top 5 periodic elements.
Top 5
You
periodic
dorks.
elements. And shout out to Ryan Lentz for using that picture of me.
Where's that photo from?
That is the bathroom and Chicken Shack on 11 and Ryan.
Spenny.
Yeah, middle of the shift, bathroom and Chicken Shack. At number 5, I have potassium. 5 and 4 have a similar vibe. Like potassium, I love it because, first of all, bananas. Who doesn't love a banana?
Right.
And second of all, potassium doesn't let you tell it what it can be. Potassium says, my letter's going to be K, and you're going to fucking like it.
I have a similar, I have a similar
that's why
one.
I got potassium at number 5, because it's K. Like, why is it K? And then at number 4, I have gold for different reasons. Obviously, gold is very good. And again, gold is, I'm going to be AU. And you guys have to like it. You have to accept it.
I'm gold.
So yeah, I'm gold. I'll do what I want. Number 3, I have Dastadium. I just thought it was cool. I saw that on there.
That's fair.
Yeah, I saw that on there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with Dastadium. At number 2, I have 42 Mollybendium.
Okay.
Again, another one that just sounded cool, so I went with that one. I don't know what it is. And then at number 1, I got 95 Americanum. Because of America. It is America.
Love it or leave it.
Yeah, you love it or leave it. It is America. Americanium, or however you pronounce it, number 1.
I like it.
That's my top 5. Americium.
Americium. I like it. I do. That's a very on-brand Spencer Raxter list. It's something that I think we're all happy with.
Are you sure that 3 of those weren't found in the anime world?
They were on the regular list.
Okay. They could be, though.
Wyatt Bear says, I like digging for gold. So there's that out there as well. James says gold, silver, platinum, titanium, uranium. That seems a little too functional for me. Lorena Rios, some conversation about your picture as well. You look like Miss Piggy's son.
Yeah. Lorena Rios looks like a dumb bitch.
Damn, Danny G. Good man, Spencer. Americium on top. Go America.
Shout out. Go America.
Let's go America.
That's what it's all about. Red, white, and blue.
You want to go next, Sam Flannel?
I suppose so.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. Here we are. Sam Flannel's top
at number 5. Oh, yes.
Classic
to the
flannel
shock of
picture.
absolutely no one, that is my picture. I have iodine because iodine helps the body produce thyroid hormones that control the metabolism. We all need a healthy metabolism.
What a nerd. No.
At number 4, I've got 44 authentium because authentium, authentic. It's a very authentic element. I just like the play on words there. At number 3, I've got 37 rubidium. Rubidium, did you guys know that is the first alkaline metal to have a higher density than water? That is pretty damn cool.
That is pretty cool.
At number 2, I have...
You did some actual research into this. Yeah.
Hey, at number 2, I have scandium. Because it is adjacent to number 1, calcium. I know they're not necessarily similar, but they're next to each other on the periodic table. And for calcium, who does not want strong bones?
That is fair.
And you know what? Calcium gives you strong bones. So that is my well thought out periodic table of the elements list.
Sam just telling us he likes strong bones.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
You or me, Neal?
I like the rubidium one though. That's
that was a little bit outside the box there. It's a little bit out. Go ahead, D-Mac. You can do it up.
All right. Let's see.
Oh yeah, look at that fried D-Mac right there.
That is downtown train edition right there,
yeah.
baby, right out of the textbook. That is not my list.
Oh no, that is mine. As a matter of fact,
Yeah,
that is mine.
That's amazing.
All right, I'll go then. That's fine with me.
It's the same. Let's. Give him too much credit.
Oh, the prom picture. Yeah, there we go. I like it, everybody. I do. This one's flipped. I had 5 is my most valuable. So I'll start out at number 5. It's Einsteinium. And the reason I did Einsteinium, I didn't know it existed until, like I said, I was having dinner with my son. And I said, what are some of the elements you like? And he brought up Einsteinium. So name value alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's overvalued, I think, because of the name value. So, I'm not gonna say there's a lot of function behind it or anything like that. It's Einsteinium, it's name value.
Yeah.
So we go ahead and we do that one. Number 4, lead. From the Spencer Raxter School of Thought, lead.
Yes.
PB lead.
Take it.
Yeah, you're dealing with it. And that was the one I remembered when I had chemistry class in high school. I always got lead correct because I remembered it was PB. It was PB lead. Number 3, tungsten. The W, yes.
Yes.
Also the primary chemical makeup of Dan Campbell's Stones. So I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Tungsten, heavy, hardcore, those kinds of things. Now here's where I kind of veered off a little bit. Number 2, astatine. Not a lot of love out there for astatine. As a matter of fact, it has a half-life of only 8 hours. It exists for 8 hours, and then it's gone. Now, it's used mainly for research. It has a radioactive tracer and is a treatment for thyroid cancer. So it is from the iodine family, Sam Flannel. However, it's a little cooler than iodine.
I mean, I would disagree, but you know what? We're all entitled to our opinion.
Yeah, and it's only around for 8 hours. Then it's gone.
Hey,
so,
it's like coming.
Yeah, it is. It's in and out of your life. But number 1, I have to be on brand, and for me, it's francium. And the reason it's francium is very, very simple. You know I'm about the bag, right? If you had a gram of francium, the cost of it would be estimated to be around $1 billion.
Wow.
If you had a gram of it. Now, they say there's only about 24 grams of it in existence, and it's located in the Earth crust. So there's there.
So we can find it.
It's all about the bag.
Saying there's a chance.
It's all about the bag.
So that's what the reptilians are doing down there.
Yeah.
However, it exists for only 22 minutes. So when you uncrust it, you have 22 minutes
to spend your $1 billion
to get it to the scientist, to get your $1 billion so they can use it to study. And that's what I enjoy about it. That's what I like.
How's it? That's so weird.
That's how it is. And here's a little fun fact about it too. If you were to touch francium, Like, what would happen to you, you ask? Well, I'm glad that you asked. You would explode if you touched it.
Oh.
Like it's internal combustion?
Yes.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
You would explode.
All right, I'm going to, I don't know, I think I forgot my phone.
Would you risk your life for the bag, though, D-Mac?
Not today. Back in the day.
Get back to you
for
tomorrow.
Sure. 30 years ago, done. Let's go.
I got your list if you want me to
I
read
know.
them.
I'm going to try to go out by heart. I don't know what the period. Number 5 was Krypton or Kryptonite. Now that's very listen. With all this alien and super, I got to keep something just to know that it can overpower the most. In case a Superman or an alien comes.
You got to be right.
I got the Kryptonite here. It doesn't affect me, so I know that I'm not that. What was number 4, Spenny?
Aluminum.
Yeah. Scored my goal. Aluminum stick.
Yeah.
97, baby. And, big fan of, tinfoil on the
and
barbecue.
it's number 13.
I mean, it's so multi-versatile.
Yeah.
Number 3?
Tungsten.
Oh, tungsten. I mean, Dan Campbell's nutsack. I mean, you can't fucking dropping those things around. You got to carry the Dan Campbell ball sack around. Those are tungstens. Number 2, I know because of Oak Island, because I sit next to the bag man. It's got to be gold. Got to be AU, baby. Got to always be taking that gold. And number 1, the old standard. Number 8 on the element table, oxygen. Has to be number 1.
Yeah.
Without the oxygen, we ain't getting any bags.
Yeah.
Can't get the gold without the oxygen. By the way, next week, Oak Island. Holy shit, we're close.
Steven Syret, ascertain last 8 hours. A lot like Terry Foster's dates.
That is true.
There's that one out there.
Hell yeah, Terry.
Nick says, I've been banging 10-gram rocks of Francia. Man, you got an expensive habit.
Wow. That's the most expensive habit in the history of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Peaceful Tim, that's unreal. Imagine billions of dollars disappear in traffic. You get stuck in traffic. Damn, it's over. So, yeah. Forget Oak Island. Make it Francium Island.
There you go.
How about that, D-Mac?
Because you can't find it or it's only available for fucking a few hours?
Yeah, for 8 minutes.
8
Or
minutes.
22 minutes, whatever it is. So, yes. But, yeah, that was fun, man. I did. I like that one. That was some good laughs.
Learned a whole bunch of new elements.
No, we absolutely did. Top 5. What ones haven't we used? Top 5 stripper names.
We didn't do colors.
We haven't done top 5 colors.
Cheeses.
Top 5 cheeses.
Yeah. Breads could be a good one, too. Rye's number 1.
Top 5 cheese next
Top 5
week.
cheese?
Top 5 cheeses, guys. Is that cool?
Yeah. Works for me.
Look out for government cheese.
Look out for government cheese, yeah.
Best grilled cheese in the world. Nick Hedigan, top 5 days of the week. We did top 5 days of the week.
We did top 5 days
Yes,
of the
we
week.
did.
You need a piece of American cheese in a grilled cheese or scrambled eggs. It gives it the gooiness.
Yeah,
gives
you're
it
right.
the gooey factor. Just a piece. I'm not saying it's got to be American cheese forward, but it definitely complements other cheeses very well.
No, it does. It certainly does. Wow, we're late. Tell them about Premier Pet Supply.
Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the big box retailers with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food with curbside home delivery so you can know what you're getting. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Love Woodward sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports Clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. On Woodward Ave, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want, lesstanford.com.
All right, back at it. Top 5 list, another one down, another one bites the dust. Next week, top 5 cheeses.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys got any good ones, you guys got any good ideas, go ahead and send them out. I'll write them down. Mike Hilton says the top 5 Broders. Top 5 pizza toppings. That is a good one.
That's a good one.
I'll throw that one on the list.
Mushrooms number 1.
I'll throw it on the list. Top 5 pizza toppings.
Mushrooms number 1.
Good one.
Yes.
Sausage number 2.
Dirty Dr. D, top 5 body parts. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
You guys are on one today.
Tits and ass, 1 and 2, baby.
Boom, 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 boom.
Feta cheese? No way. Feta doesn't sniff my top 5. Feta's not versatile. It's, I don't know. It has to be in the right setting.
Mike
I
Hilton?
do not like feta.
He just told on himself as far as his cheese all have to have versatility.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gotta be able to play multiple positions.
Derek R, top 5 pens.
Pens is a good one. Top 5 verbs.
I like top 5 pens.
Top 5 marijuana smoking
Yamir
devices.
Yager, number 1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Ironically enough, I could repurpose him if it was top 5 people in trouble with the IRS.
That is true, yeah. Leslie Snipes up there.
No, it does. Spencer Raxter and Yamir Yager. Cut from the same
Top
cloth.
5 greatest selfies.
Yeah.
Top 5 potato chips. Okay.
Smoked Gouda rocks is what my dad said. He's a big smoked Gouda fan.
Gouda is good.
Gouda is good.
Top 5 condom brands. Okay, we're all right.
I had a counselor named Miss Gouda in high school. Oh, she's so hot.
Betty says, "What are those? Whoa!"
Yeah, she's so hot.
Sorry, that's flannel. Because he's married. He gets laid.
I love Miss Gouda. I was in love with Miss Gouda.
Danny G, top 5 languages.
Yeah, we can do that. Can I do Dothraki? Can I put Dothraki in there?
Never mind. That we're not doing that one.
Klingon. You can major in Klingon at college, so.
Top 5 crimes committed by Detroiters. Spencer Raxter, tax evasion. Spencer Raxter.
I did draft dodge for a while. I did draft dodge, but then I signed up.
Okay, top 5 chips. I do like that one. What?
No,
the $500 chip at the casino. Purple one?
That's always good.
Barney's. They're called Barney's.
Top 5 accents?
Yeah.
Australian's number 1 for me.
I had a couple of those in Vegas 2 weeks ago.
Barney's.
Nobody says top 5 fence sitters.
Make it easier for the crew.
They left the network.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. No, we will. We'll get into it. Top 5 flannel shirts. Only Sam Flannel's qualified to do that one. All right. Kind of reset here. Looking back at the Lions financials, and I do want to take an early look at this, Spenny. The top 10 cornerbacks that are available.
We've got Brad's list from I forget who. Brad from CBS.
Okay.
Yeah, he put it up there.
All right. Jalen Johnson, L'Jarius Sneed, Stephon Gilmore. I know the fantasy in us, D-Mac, loves to point to it, but does anybody on that list for the kind of money they're going to command.
No.
Thank you.
No. I mean, Jalen Johnson and L'Jarius Sneed would, but I don't think either of them are leaving. I think Jalen Johnson's going to get tagged, and then
probably. And L'Jarius Sneed's a 2 on his team.
Yeah.
But to get him, you're going to have to pay him like a 1.
Yeah.
So I circle back to this then, D-Mac. What do we do? Because it is
probably draft that guy. You're gonna have to. So if you're gonna pay somebody, you gotta figure out: are you gonna pay a corner? You gotta pay a linebacker? You gotta pay a defensive end? And first you gotta determine which one are you gonna go all in on. Now, which one? And then I would say in reverse. Then you're gonna go, okay, we're not gonna pay. Then we're gonna draft that guy, right? So do you want to pay the money for the defensive end opposite of Hutchinson, or do you want to go out and pay for your lockdown corner? You're going to have to pay regardless. Which one is it? And also then, again, too, there's the linebacker option, which I think you could get. You wouldn't have to get an absolute number 1 linebacker, but you get somebody to fit in with what you already have building there. Does that make sense? So that's where you got to figure out. So where is it? Is it cheaper to go lineman, to go defensive end and stuff like this in the whole scheme to the market? I mean, cheaper to the market, right? To the position that you're playing. And I think that's another one of the conversations. And when you don't do that, then you're going to look to the draft to fill the other way. Which way do you feel more comfortable?
But see, here's the thing, and that's what everybody ran to that in the chat. Everybody, Steven Syrett, draft a cornerback.
No, it's draft. So to me, it's draft one of them, and the other one you're going to pay. I know you don't like that, but if there's a guy on that list that you absolutely want, and you're going to have to pay him the 1, even though he's a 2, sort of what you did with Cam Sutton, but you're hoping that it's a development thing. Right, that he can come in and play the 1. I mean, I don't know, Neal. What is the solution? You're gonna have to pay somebody, right?
You are. You absolutely are.
So you have to figure out who is the player out there that best fits your team that you would go after.
Yes, Big Play Jay, the kid from Toledo's going off at the Senior Bowl. Won't be surprised if his draft stock moves up. I've seen a lot of mocks that had. I forget the dude's name off the top of my head. I saw a lot of mocks that had the Lions actually taking him. But here's my thing with this. Okay, but guys, remember that, right? For everyone that said draft a cornerback. So you're 3 points away from the Super Bowl.
Quentin Mitchell,
that's what it was. You're 3 points away from the Super Bowl. You're going to risk it all on a rookie cornerback out of Toledo? I'm asking the question. I'm not trashing the kid or anything like that.
If because back now, a year earlier or close to a year earlier, you made the decision that we're going to pay the defensive end and draft the kid, right? Because yes, and here's the situation. You're going to play out that scenario. What if? Can this kid handle this big moment like that? Because you're planning on getting back there. If that's not the case and your conversation is, I don't care what it is with the play left, I want a number 1 guy that's played in this league back there, then you go pay him the money. And then you don't worry about that. You're beyond that. This is about getting you to the next level, right? So I don't think that, yes, salary cap and paying guys and whatever else, but this is entering the next level where if you know exactly, to your question, Neal, what if it's opposite? Do you want, so if you could tell me late in the NFC Championship, up 3 on an island, you have this guy, Jalen Johnson or the Darius Sneed that you've paid. Do you like that scenario? These are all, that's why we don't get paid the big bucks. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, those guys get paid the big bucks.
This is so wild. When you start thinking about it like this,
no, because now you're in a different water. Now it's like I have to go because of that question. Because I'm going to put myself in this situation again, and there's going to be a throw down the field in this game. Who do I want back there? Do I want the guy off my practice squad at Thanksgiving, or do I want the guy that I paid $15 million to come in and do that? Right? the one thing is if you pay this, you automatically get a better Cam Sutton on your number 2.
That's for sure.
So the money actually take his money, take Sutton's money, and if you think those are your 1-2 guy, do you agree with what everybody says as far as what Cam Sutton or whatever, if he's your number 2 guy, it's like Dylan Larkin being your number 2 guy.
Yeah, all of a sudden it fits.
So the money to this corner, and if this is the conversation that they all agree that we don't want that to happen, that no one's beating us with a bomb because we're going to have a legit top 10 cornerback with the safeties and stuff like secondary, right?
Spenny, can I interest you in Jeff Okudah?
No.
That wasn't even fun.
I'm sorry.
Bro, we're talking serious. We're a real team right now.
I'm sorry about that.
Gosh darn it,
You want
Neal.
real Detroit sports merchandise? That's easy.
Are you ever serious?
I am not. No, but I am serious when I tell you to go to woodwardsports.com/shop for the very best of Detroit sports wearables. Get the Stoke Not Scared t-shirt so you're lined up right for next year. Hoodies, beanies, it's cold out there. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's Woodward Sports golf line. If it ever gets warm again, we have you covered. The very best in all Detroit sports wearables. woodwardsports.com/shop.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
What up, Woodward Sports? Dispo Dispensary is bringing you the ultimate experience for the big game in Vegas, and they want you there. You can win 2 tickets to the big game, plus a flight, hotel, and accommodations by following these simple steps. First, follow dispo.michigan, @ShowMedicated, and @ShowMedicatedCBD on Instagram. Like Dispo's pinned post, comment and tag someone you love to bring. Plus, if you repost on your story, you get an extra entry. It's that easy. Join the Dispo family for a chance to score in Vegas. The big game awaits. Follow, like, tag, and repost now.
Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl and D-Mac and Sam Flannel and Spencer Raxter and all of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. It's just, I will say this, as somebody who loves this angle of it, and as somebody who kind of understands that this angle of it will tell you what they're going to do going forward, today has been even more eye-opening to me about where we are as a team, right? Like we were just, hey, order the drinks, watch the playoff game. Oh, we're winning. Oh, we lost at the end. This sucks. Ben Johnson's coming back. Hooray.
That's a pretty good recap.
Like that's pretty much it. Yeah. But now this makes my head hurt a little bit, and I love this kind of stuff. I can't imagine.
We did on heavyweights yesterday. We did
5
a
to
segment
7.
5 to 7. Check it out. 5-star review. We did a segment of like, would you rather sign a defensive lineman and draft a cornerback, or draft a defensive lineman and sign a cornerback? And I said sign the defensive lineman and draft a cornerback based on Brad Holmes' draft acumen and the pieces he's gotten in the secondary out of the draft, like Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch and Ife Melifonwu, compared to the defensive lineman that he's drafted. Where if you could sign a Justin Matabuki and then draft a guy at outside corner that is as good as Brian Branch was, I'm taking that 10 times out of 10.
Can I interest you in Stephon Gilmore?
I would like that, yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Plus it's short term.
Yeah. And his brother's here, so he might,
That's the one.
That would be cool.
I think that's the one I got
like
my eye on. He's a
Veteran
vet.
guy, comes from a winning, knows how to win.
He's a vet. He's what, 30? He's 33, about 33 and a half. He's
former defensive player of the year. He looked damn good even when Trayvon Diggs went out last year.
He's made $110 million in his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, his brother's here, the culture's here.
Chase a Super Bowl.
Yeah, chase a ring. That's the one I got my eye on.
What's the nut on him?
Spot Track's calling for $11 million, a little over $11 million for him.
So that actually works, right? When you're going to add, and you got Gilmore and you got Sutton as your 1 and 2, and you're paying them, what, 17? That works for me.
But it's short term, though. That's the
fine.
rub.
You're this is a short-term window. These are the caveats that you got to bring in if you're going to keep your main guys, and you have your Penei Sewells and your Hutchinsons and your Amon-Ra St. Browns, and you're going to keep your Gibbs and your Laporte and your Goff and stuff like this. These are the guys that you're going to have to find that want to come in on the short-term deals. You know, the incentive-wise. I love it. If we're talking this whole thing about culture and what's going on in the building, the brother effect has something to do with it, especially late in your career when you've made money and you've already won. Mm-hmm. And you have a chance to win with this next group. That one's already done.
Yeah.
I'm going to report it now. So when it happens, just, you're welcome.
Danny G's on
Allegedly.
one. Danny G says top 5 serial killers.
Damn.
That's aggressive. Gilmore's getting some pushback, though. A lot of people saying he's old and he's washed and stuff like that. They're saying he's on the other side.
He is on the back 9.
No doubt.
For sure.
No doubt. But see, like, I'm this kind of opens my eyes to this, D-Mac, where the rotating vet will become part of the ecosystem.
Right.
The Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Stephon Gilmore, and you set this aside every single year. You know, you're $8 to $9 million.
I like that, the roving vet.
Yeah. You know what? And that becomes a position on your team.
Yeah.
And you just kind of keep running it back and keep running it back. And if you strike on somebody, you bring them back the next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do like that. How about this? Here on Mark M says this very well. Quote, the Lions are a destination for ring chasers. How incredible is that?
Yeah.
In just 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, overnight success, 3 years in the making. But yeah, in essence, 1 year. In 1 year. That's how fast the NFL changes. And that's why I was always so bitter. Like every franchise, man, has that minute where they pop up. And it was never us. But now it looks like it is, and it looks like it's here to stay for a while. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But here we are, man. So El Gato says he got cooked by Green Bay. Absolutely. You know, he did not have a good game there.
That's what happens.
Nobody had a good game for them. There's some people saying solid vet, stuff like that. What's your play, Spenny, on the whole cornerback thing?
I want to draft Nate Wiggins, and I want to sign Matabuki. That's what I would like to do. I think Brad Holmes has shown that he can get great secondary pieces in the draft, and secondary players come into the league now ready to go. You look at different guys from Stingley, from Sauce, from Branch, and guys are ready to go when they come out of the league. I've been watching Nate Wiggins out of Clemson a lot. I like him. He's big. He's got great ball skills. He's a great cover corner. I think he'd be great to put up there. But it's on Brad Holmes. Personally, though, I would like to sign a Matabuki and draft a cornerback.
Yeah, which I'm down with it either way. Yeah. I do think I keep going back and forth, right? Like, because I know how this is going to work. We love the Big Ten folk around here, so people are going to pound the table for Chop Robinson if he's there.
Yeah.
You know they are.
Oh, yeah.
You know they are. They're going to pound the table for him. I don't know, man. Like, I'm kind of leaning corner in the draft, too.
You're in a good spot to get a good one, too.
You are.
And here's the thing, too, right? You got to remember, there's, like, you mentioned Kirby, you mentioned Brian Branch, you mentioned, Jack Campbell. We saw Malcolm step up or whatever. Like, the defense is going to be better. These guys are going to be better. I got to think that the experience that they've gained this year, right? They're going to improve. So that helps. That helps to what Spenny's saying, right? Brad, what do we know? Brad Holmes drafts guys and they play.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to, if he drafts a corner or whatever, you're going to expect your expectations when you walk in here is to hit the field.
It is.
So if that's their game plan, that's the one thing that there's so many different ways they can play it. And here's the one thing that makes me feel the best. Do I think they've had these conversations for 3 months or 4 months or 6 months or whatever? Absolutely. You always wonder, when they say, Dan Campbell's the first in the building, last out of the building, whatever lives there, whatever like this, doesn't sleep, drinks 50 cups of coffee a day. Go through his day. There's definitely 2 or 3 hours where it's all about the future. Right? In wrestling, right? Some of the greatest successful wrestling, right? When you're talking about booking. So, for example, the Royal Rumble just happened in the WWE this past weekend. WrestleMania's April weekend. But they already know the whole game plan because what they do is they book how they want WrestleMania to end, right? And then they go backwards and fill the stories in as they go, depending on injuries. Injuries happen in football, depending on different things. So they know the direction they want to go in. And to me, that's the bottom line. Goes back to no 3 Mile Island, no SOL. This is different. This is a real team. This is how they operate. These are big boy decisions to be made by big boys.
Just like you can get a big boy haircut at Lady Jane's.
100%. Just the same thing. You walk into Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and also register to win the trip of your dreams. All expenses paid suite to the 2024 NCAA basketball tournament. That's right. No expense paid for you and five of your best spots. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week, walk at any time. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Mark White.
White's cake.
Final segment of the show. Big D Energy, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you.
Kyle knows. That's the bottom line because D-Mac said so. Exactly.
True. Drail 10 says, guys, we risk expecting J-Mo to be our consistent number 2 next year.
Yes.
We bring in another damn good receiver.
J-Mo
No,
is
Drail.
your number 2 next
We
year.
have Jamison Williams on a rookie contract, making $4 million or whatever it is next year. You think he's $4 million talent? I think so.
Jamison Williams is your wide receiver 2 next year.
Low key, talk about it. Who had the coming out party?
J-Mo.
There it is. Everything that you're going to see moving forward, and he's biting at the bit, right? Getting started a little bit behind schedule and stuff. But holy cow. Anytime you can run out of your jersey and stuff like that, just that little extra speed, and you saw it.
Does that make you mad, Sam Flannel?
Why would it make me
punch
mad?
because you punch air when he does well.
No, I don't.
I still have the screenshot of you at the Lions watch party when he scored like that. Was it the Saints game when he got the big touchdown?
No, it was the Bucs game.
What was it?
The Buccaneers game.
The Buccaneers game. And you had this look on your face like you were trying to look happy, but inside you were conflicted and mad.
I'm always happy when Lions players do well. I mean, like I said, he's changed my heart a little bit over the past year or so. He had a damn good game in the NFC Championship. I just hope that he can be that consistent number 2 next year. I mean, this is the time. Play a full season. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. Hopefully no more suspensions. Let's go.
All right, there it is. But yeah, Mel Kiper's mock draft has the Lions, as a matter of fact, taking Quinion Mitchell, the cornerback from Toledo. So So that's what it is out there.
He's definitely a Dan Campbell guy. He's a dog. Shout out Lucas 419.
Mitchell leveled up this past season, not allowing a single touchdown pass as the nearest defender in coverage, despite being targeted 59 times. He picked off 5 passes in 2022, but he gave up 4 scores that year. But he was much more consistent last year, though he had only 1 interception. He has a lot on the line at Senior Bowl practices this week. What is there? Ennis Rakestraw, too, cornerback from Missouri.
Mm-hmm. I like Nate Wiggins, man. I'm telling you, he's big, he's long, from Clemson.
And don't rule out, too, I don't know who it is. I haven't really done that deep dive yet. Whoever the number 1 guard is.
Yeah.
That's in play.
I wouldn't mind seeing him grab Zinter in the later rounds because he's going to fall because of the injury, and he's very damn good offensive lineman.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they are the ones, too, with Michigan, and I will give them credit for this. Like, their offensive linemen and their defensive linemen, that's all pro-style stuff that they do. It's not.
It all depends. Like where you said that, for the most part, you're right because of schemes that are run. But there are a couple that run the pro style that you can see they're plug and play linemen.
Yeah,
Michigan has plug and play linemen.
No, they certainly do. I real quick too. I was just when I started doing the Lions deep dive, I just clicked on the Packers page just because I couldn't not. They are $6 million over the cap. But they can cut Bakhtiari like that.
They're cutting Bakhtiari. Jair Alexander is going to be out of there.
Yeah, so boom, they're going to have
a lot of money.
Yeah, they are. They're $6 million over the cap, but when they cut Bakhtiari, that'll save them $20 million. So that gives them $14 million in space, like right away. And yeah, Jair Alexander.
And their receivers, man, they got 5 young receivers that are going to be good. They look like they're going to be good for a while.
Sparty dog, Jalen Reed, man, dude, what a good year he had.
Oh yeah. I knew he was going to be good. I didn't know he was going to be this good this early, but I knew
he's their Amon-Ra.
Oh, yeah. Gadget guy. He does everything well. He was good. He was small, but we would throw fades to him when he was at MSU. And yeah.
They're built that way. I mean, I see a lot of, I don't want to say like the poor man's Amon-Ra, but you know what I mean? In that, because tough. Like, that's what the first thing it brings to mind. You don't think small. Yeah. Because they're tough.
Facts.
Is that a foregone conclusion? Because it's going to cost them $4 million to cut Jair Alexander.
I think they're going to trade him. I don't know. He said like goodbye.
Bring him home.
I mean, he's definitely not a Dan Campbell guy. I would say that.
Oh, you mean when he walks out there for the coin toss when he's not a captain?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that wholeheartedly. But I would take him for sure.
D-Mac. The man walked out for the coin toss and wasn't a captain.
It made the wrong call. He's a very talented cornerback, and I'd take him for sure. But he's not a Dan Campbell guy. I doubt they'd look at him.
Look at Spenny. It's all growed up over the course of 2 months. He gets the assignment.
Yeah, it worked. You know, I'd love to have him for sure, but I'm not going to confuse myself to act like they would go after him.
Yeah, what a wild story that is.
That was pretty wild.
Bob says DJ Chark, please, $5 million. What did he play this year?
He did.
I never heard his name again.
He did.
How many games did he play?
Dude, he had Bryce Young throwing to him. What did he do?
Yeah.
I think he played. I think he missed like 3 or 4. As far as I know.
He played a good amount of games.
Yeah.
Did he?
When you have Bryce Young as your quarterback, it's kind of hard to put up.
You mean the number 1 overall pick?
5'2" Bryce Young.
Shouldn't have been.
No.
I don't know.
He shouldn't even have bet. They didn't even want him in. The only person who wanted him was Tepper. Frank Reich and Josh McCown were both like pushing hard for C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Tepper was like, "No, we're drafting Bryce Young."
We can ride off on this one. Art Vandelay has a question for Flannel, and this is valid. What U of M player does Flannel have a chubby for that the Lions should draft? Blake Corum?
No, I'm going to go with Chris Jenkins.
I like that.
Interior defensive lineman.
He's good.
Yeah.
I saw people saying like, "Oh, we could just draft Sanderson and he could be." No, he's not going to be a lockdown corner in that. If we need a lockdown corner, he'll be a good depth piece, but not big enough.
Bring him home.
Not good enough to be a lockdown corner in the NFL.
I like Jenkins.
I like Jenkins too, though.
Good answer, Sam.
Good answer.
Yeah, people in the heavyweights were saying Sanchez. It's like, no, maybe in the 4th round. Like,
good answer.
Like Family Feud, yeah.
I'm gonna have my eye on you. Lions fan forum, New York. How would you feel about Chris Jenkins if he is there in the second round when we pick? I don't watch college football every week because I have no team. Would he be a fit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second round, yes.
For sure.
Yes.
He's a dog in the middle.
And then there's a J.J. McCarthy one. So draft J.J., we're done.
Yeah, no thanks.
I was waiting for that so I could ride off. Certainly we're not doing that.
Roman Wilson, I guess, is tearing up the Senior Bowl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really need a Roman Wilson, though. We already got Amon-Ra and Khalif.
A team that's 3 points away from the Super Bowl with a quarterback that has the most passing leagues in the NFL. And I get draft JJ. He's NFL ready in 1 to 2 years.
They'll come around.
It's a good spot to
good
end.
way to end it.
Yeah, it's a good spot to end, everybody. For D-Max and Flannel, Spencer Raxter, I'm Neal Ruhl. Thanks for watching. Big D Energy. Well, see you later.
I would like Zinter, though.